President William Ruto has made officially state house imekuwa ni kama church, but I said no, beer will also be taken at state house. It is a state house. It is a state house ya watu. It does not be, it's not his official, it's not his personal residence. It is a state residence. Hata pale kwa Rigathi Gachagua, Karen, for deputy president, it is when he gets visitors who can drink alcohol, you will give them alcohol. Just when you retire, you leave that place, and state visitors are visitors from all walks of life.
By the way, talking about that, juzi on Twitter, I think on Twitter, Mama Rachel tweeted and said that hata walikuwa anasema kwamba how about the other religions, because unajua Kenya there is freedom of religion, freedom of worship, that is Muslims wana feel ni kama wako left out because DP and Mama Rachel, to be specific, they are so much deep into Christianity sana, na kwamba is it the other religions they feel like they are left out? Is it right?
It's not right. Like personally, mimi, I belong to traditional African religion. Dini ya kitamaduni, traditional African religion. I believe in African traditions. African traditions. But I also respect Christianity. I respect Buddhism. I respect Hinduism. I respect Islam. In fact, the teachings of Islam are just so wonderful. And if there is a religion that has remained with a heartbeat, that has not been so much adulterated, is Islam. The teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are just very so. What has happened here is that for a very long time, for about 10 years, State House has been occupied by I don't know, perhaps I should call them gangsters. So I think what they were going to do there was exorcism, kuondoa mashetani, and they decided kwenda kuomba, but it should have been in other countries. Wangetafuta kondoo kutoka kila kabila waende wachinje wafanye tambiko pale Ikulu, because Ikulu ilikuwa imenajisika. There is a degree where you cannot go beyond. But so that is why they brought issues of religion. But in my opinion, we should detach state from religion, because the moment you begin attaching state to religion, you create problems. Why? Because some parts of religion don't subscribe to certain things in society. For instance, there are issues like safe abortion. They are very controversial issues. But abortion is there. People are going to these, dungeons, back street to partake abortion. If such a discussion will be brought about, and the country believes in religion of do not abort, do not matters, there are controversial issues, same-sex issues, same-sex marriages, and so on. Those things exist. Let us not pretend they don't exist. That is the worst. And now when you make it a religion is part of. You'll never discuss these things openly, and you'll never address the problems that are there. The things I was talking about, marijuana, you'll begin saying, oh, religion, but marijuana has been there since the days of our ancestors. I don't smoke it, but I respect those who smoke it, provided and I insist, provided they are adults. But if they are kids and you introduce them to any form of drugs, that one, I now bring NRM to the other side now, to begin fighting for these children, because they have their right to grow in a peaceful environment and enabling environment. And that is why also parental guidance comes in. Parents must come in to help them and nurture them and show them that these things are not supposed to be done until and when you are above 18. But all said and done, when you make religion part of state, it is you are moving in the wrong direction, because at the end of the day, the Buddhists will feel left out, and you need them. These are all taxpayers. The Catholics, the the Muslims will feel left out. Us, people in the traditional African religion, and you know, ours is not a religion really, but it's just traditional African practice. We will feel left out. And we are taxpayers. All these things you people are talking about, trees and so on, we are the ones who preserved. We loved how to, we knew how to live with trees and so on. So what I can tell you is that religion must be detached from that. State house is for everyone. It is not the all these public servants. Anyone who is not, that is why when you retire as a county commissioner, you go home to your village. You don't continue staying in this house. This house belongs to the state. When you are a governor, even that of Central Bank, he can host guests at his residence in Mutaiga. That one is there. You know, we like the Central Bank governor is a Catholic. Is a devout Catholic. Is a devout Catholic, and I know how strict Catholics can be on certain issues, and they are very touchy on certain issues. But that one does not mean that if he receives visitors from another country, as a governor of another country, and he drinks alcohol, he does whatever things, you will stop him from doing it from your. That is a state residence, and you accommodate people depending on how they are coming. Some of them are friends of the country. Some of them are donors. You not tell a donor that you know you are not going to take alcohol here. He'll go back with his money. And some of them is not even donation. We're talking about trade partners. You cannot tell me that you're going to tell a trade partner that don't take. They want to enjoy their lives. Some of them are a trip abroad is also a kind of relaxation and so on. So what I can tell you is that we really need to know how to separate state from religion, so that it does not create problems. Because the moment you also you could turn, you know, you could begin turning a country towards Al-Shabaab. You know, you can create an Al-Shabaab government. Only that it is Christianity now, Christianic Al-Shabaab. They don't do this, don't do that, and you know, people want their freedoms. People are paying tax. Give them their freedom. You know, but I really respect religions of every person. And I am only saying that let everyone enjoy their freedoms. Let those ones who are going to church go to church in peace. And those ones who want to have fun, let them dance, let them enjoy life the way it's meant to be enjoyed. Because that is what makes the beauty of a democratic country. So religion and state, in my opinion, religion and state must be separated. There is a limit as to where you will... the only thing we do not expect are some freedoms, extreme freedoms, you know, like turning state house into a casino. You go there and start gambling, because I think that is what it was previously. It was just obvious too. So I think that is why they were doing the prayers, to send away some ghosts. They were there in that state house. Mashetani ajabu ajabu. Mashetani ajabu ajabu. That is why you could see some rules zinatengenezwa za ajabu. Unashangaa, is this orders zimetoka hii state house? So state house had been turned into something else. But in my opinion, I would say that religion and state must be separated. Yes.
Ni kama President Ruto is trying to acquire sympathy from people and from other nations. Is it the case?
Religion, Karl Marx said, is the opium of the oppressed. But that one doesn't mean that God does not exist. You can deny that God is not there until you are touched somewhere. That is when you realize that truly this... Because like some of the things that happened, actually it was the hand of God. It was the hand of God, because the forces President William Ruto was fighting against, and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, they were very heavy forces, my brother. They were very heavy forces. Very heavy forces. So if it were the hand of man alone, things would not have worked as they did. So what I can say is that most likely the reason why he's doing this is because of actually he is appreciating where he has come from. And those who on the other side believe that no, it was just hard work, that he went to school, he served in the public service, he was a DO and so on. President William Ruto is just a shrewd businessman. is hardworking and so on. So people are saying, why bring in God? And yet President William Ruto is just intelligent, he's a smart man, he's brilliant. Why bring in God? To people who are spiritual like them, they should be understood that they attach whatever success they have to another force that is beyond human comprehension or the sight of men. So what I can say is that there is an unseen force that always works these things out. Us also in the traditional African religion, we've seen things that if I talked before the camera, you'll not believe it's true. You'll not believe it's true, but they indeed there. Things that are very strange. Things that are very strange. People have talked to the dead and the dead have moved. And so on. So religion is there. Whoever denies that there is a spiritual realm somewhere, irrespective of where you belong, like our Hindu brothers and sisters, they have a very powerful gods. Very powerful gods. You'll not see them until you feel their power. They are there. Yeah? And people who don't understand these things will not know the manifestations of Lord Krishna, the manifestations of Lord. There are others like Brishma. There is Shiva. There is the mother to Brishma was called the mother Ganga, and so on. They are very powerful. In fact, we are told she lived in the river Ganges. You see, so they are very powerful gods, and these things they work in miraculous ways. It's a thing, by the way, if we began talking about it, could take days discussing about the spirituality of things. But people should not fear. And I think those who are fearing, that they might not understand. But we also respect. Personally, I respect those who don't believe in religion. They have the right not to believe in any supreme being. And it's their... But the truth is that they will always tell you they don't believe in a supreme being until something happens to them and you hear them say, oh my God. They say, oh my God. Then you realize, you don't believe in God, but you are saying. So, and some of them, they speak very funny things, that God created man created God. Man created God in his own mind. Yes, and then they began worship. But that is understandable. But there is nothing wrong with religion, actually.
Now, somebody was saying on social media that if you want to rob, it is easier to rob Africans with a Bible than with a gun. That people tend to be, mostly Africans, they tend to believe somebody who is in line telling them about God and heaven so much than those coming to rob them with a gun. So, in your own opinion, do you think that it's high time for President Ruto to distance himself from religion and
you people imagine that there is something he's hiding. He wants to hide behind religion.
Yeah, people
to do very funny things.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
Actually, it's true that someone can hide behind religion, like the Al-Shabaab. The things they talk about are not in Islam at all. Some of them, of the things the Al-Shabaab believe in, those governments that were there in Somalia before Comrade Museveni and others stormed Mogadishu to go and create order. KDF also went through the Leskokani, Raskamboni, Afmajo. They were throughout that territory to Kismayu. They went there, the Rwandese, our Rwandese brothers, and the Burundians, I think, they were also there. They went to create order. Before they created that order, there was a lot of strange teachings, very strange teachings by the Al-Shabaab about God and religion. So that was about Islam, So what I can say is that, in my opinion, there is no hidden agenda that President William Ruto might be having to as a way or means towards hoodwinking Kenyans through religion. You know, they say if someone wants to steal something from you, they use the Bible. Yeah, you hide something behind the Bible. You hide behind the Bible and do some very queer things. No, Kenyans are becoming sober. They are more intelligent today than ever before. They know what they want. They understand the goings on of issues and so on. So I think people should not read too much into President William Samoei Ruto's dalliance with the church. The church has stood with him, by the way. And this is not the first time. You know, he was with them during the time of opposing the Constitution, some sections of the Constitution before that referendum. So I could say that we should not really state that there was a hidden agenda. There is a hidden agenda in his dalliance. So he has been together with the church for all this period.